Live and direct. It's Sway in the morning.
Right here on Shade 45.
Another beat.
Talk to me.
You always say, Sway, man, I appreciate you when you bring guys up here, and I'm not too privy on their information and where they come from. And, I thought, it'd be great, man, to bring, in the spirit of what I saw with the Roots last night, which is a great hip-hop performing band.
Right, of
course.
course.
That since they released Organics back in 1993, you're going to put those on, 1993, they laid down a lot of groundwork. Now, people know from Jimmy Fallon and everything they're doing now, but that's 21 years later. You know what I mean? And often, like, when you see movements happening, I like to dig in deeper and find the genesis of certain movements. And when you speak about Canadian artists, a lot of times, of course, we bring up the great Drake.
Yeah,
right now, who's been stumping the yard and going around the globe, pollinating them with this new Canadian sensibility of hip hop and music, and even just beyond hip hop, just being a great entertainer. Yeah. But if you dig back deep into the years of those who were pioneering hip hop movements in Canada, even before Drake or Carter now, the Official. You'll stop and you'll hear about a group called Swollen Members. And I have them here with us today. We got my man Madchild, who's also a Wake Up Show alumni.
Yes.
From back in the day.
Yeah.
When the Wake Up Show was broadcasting out of Los Angeles. We got Prevail here with us too as well.
What up?
Rob, what up, man? What up? All right, Rob, the Viking is here as well.
The Viking? I like that.
Yeah, why tell Heather B why they call you that, man.
Yo, I'm related to Eric the Red, the old Viking, so that's my heritage. Smashing the beats.
Yeah, that's just like y'all was smashing the villages too, huh, man? Y'all was going around conquering people, taking their women. You still doing that?
Hell yeah.
All right, my man. Now it's just like
the Viking.
Yeah. Wow. Their discography is so vast, man. How many albums have Swollen Members put out?
We got at least 10, or probably
10 or 11.
Yep.
10 or 11.
Yeah.
And, in the early days, when you guys first connected, how did y'all meet, first of all? How did y'all come together?
I was living in San Francisco, and Prev was doing the same thing in San Diego. We met there once. Then we met back in Vancouver at a house party. We freestyled back and forth for an hour, and the rest is history. We started a group right there on the spot.
Right then and there, right?
Yep.
What was it that what inspired y'all to get into just music in general? Like who were those artists?
I would think back then, like Hieroglyphics for me was huge. Souls of Mischief, Dell, that whole movement, Saphir. Dilated Peoples have been our counterparts since back then and are still two of my favorite MCs today. For Prevail, I think it was like Freestyle Fellowship, AC Alone, all those kind of cats coming up, Project Blowed. I think that's where we come from.
Who?
Yeah, that's where we come
Started
from.
with Steezo.
Steezo, the Fly Negro?
Yeah, you know it. That was the first rap tape I ever heard was Steezo, Crazy Noise.
Steezo had HB. You remember Steezo?
Of course I remember Steezo.
Wasn't Steezo a dancer too?
For
EPMD?
Yeah.
Sure
Yeah,
was.
man. Oh, come on, Tracy G. You know you're going to learn something every day.
Absolutely.
You know who EPMD are, right?
Yes.
Okay, great. Name them.
Well, Eric and Parrish making dollars.
Oh! All right.
Yeah,
Madchild.
Tracy.
Yeah. You used to go down to the B-Boy Summits as well, right?
Word, that's right. Yep.
Yes,
We met
correct.
Dilated.
Yep, right?
That's where I got on Rocksteady Crew.
The Rocksteady Crew.
Wow.
That
Who
was a
inducted you
legendary
in?
day.
Was it Legs? Or?
Yeah, Legs inducted me, and Easy Rock back then. I battled a cat named Cutfather in San Diego. Got in.
Legendary.
Cutfather.
Yes.
Wow, that dude's like, well, you just throwing out some
back.
names right now. You had a Madchild, you had a stint where you couldn't come back in the States, correct?
Correct, yeah.
How long did that last?
That was 4 years of trials and tribulations. I went through this like crazy painkiller addiction. I lost like $3 million. I lost everything. My house is everything. But the good news, I've been three and a half years sober. And when you get on the right path, good things happen. And now I'm not only allowed back in, but I live in LA. I just moved there. So I'm happy to be here and alive and back
That's
making
beautiful,
music.
man. He broke the addiction.
Yes.
He
yes.
broke the addiction.
I did.
Good for you, man.
Thank you, thank you.
Now we got to get that $3 million back.
There it is. It's a little tougher these days, but yeah, we're working on it.
You know, we were on tour when I was managing Saigon, and and then Madchild wasn't there, right?
That was
when I
actually the
didn't get in.
beginning of the not being able to cross the border. So
Yeah.
it's just Saigon and Rob and I.
Yeah, I remember that, right?
Word.
And then we were in Denver, and still people rocked out, you know, because you guys got the craziest fan base.
We're
very
so
lucky.
lucky. They're so loyal. We got the most loyal fan base. It's really, truly our family. Battleaxe Warriors. It's our whole movement. We've got an incredible fan base. I mean, we're really, really, really fortunate.
It's hard for groups from other countries to break in the States, you know. What were some of the like challenges you guys felt? I mean, because you're making music as good as anyone else, but I'm sure, you know, it was, you know, you got a lot of resistance initially, right?
Well, I mean, if you look at it, we sold as many records in America as we have in Canada. It's just Canada's 10 times smaller. So,
yeah.
I mean, I can't look at, where we sell 400,000 records in America. It's not like we haven't made a little bit of a dent, but have we gotten any mainstream success? Like, we can't, absolutely not. But, you know, we're happy being an underground group and touring Australia, Japan, you know, Europe, America, Canada, and just doing the rounds. We're happy doing what
you guys are dope MCs, and I noticed too that Prev, man, the ladies love you, man. You know, maybe if you took your shirt off, and would you consider doing that?
I mean, back in the shows, you know, little more fit at 180, you know, so they're kind of just cruising at the 156 on the mellow tip right now. But yeah, you know, it was part of the rah-rah back in the day kind of stuff, jumping around and doing all that stuff, crowd surfing, you know, taking the shirt off. But you know, you get a little more mature, a little more conserved, and start focusing maybe a little more on the skill set as opposed to having to you know, place that other stuff out there.
Yeah, man, that recently happened to me too. I just had to focus on my craft to keep my shirt on, right?
Right.
You know.
How that's going for you, Sway? How's
It's
working
going
out?
well, Heather. I've been keeping my shirt on. You know, can't do that to little girls who watch MTV, man. Go home, and the fathers get mad at me, like, yo, what are you doing, man? Can't just be doing that. The success of Drake, man, has to be really gratifying for anybody from Canada.
Absolutely.
Do you guys know him? Have y'all ever considered
I got
working?
a cool little story.
Yeah.
Drake is actually, our fans would be surprised to know that Drake's one of my favorite MCs. He gets a lot of play in my whip. I'm driving my G-Wagon across Canada and
Did
America.
he just
right
stun
now.
on
I'm
us? Did he say
traveling-
G-Wagon?
Yeah.
Oh, all right,
But
okay.
I'm driving with my dog. I got my Chihuahua with me, and I'm looking at this whole tour as an adventure. So I listen to Drake a lot, and I was in the studio with a young cat, JD Era from Canada. It's Raekwon's artist, and I was telling him and his friend how much I think Drake's incredible, and he actually turned out to be Drake's best friend and had sent Drake a text, and Drake sent back a text saying that was pretty crazy. So to me, that was kind of a compliment that
Yeah.
he cared that I like his music.
Yeah, man. Well, you guys are legends, man. Yeah. Power. World premiere. Swollen members. Hip Hop's finest brand new day out. June 17th. Make sure you pick out and support that album. Prevail is here. Madchild's here. Rob the Viking is here. Power, man. That's a powerful word right there. I mean, no pun intended.
Yeah.
A lot of people in the music business abuse their power.
Right.
Right? Power is like a drug.
Yeah.
Shit intoxicates you, man, and make you think you somebody you're not.
Absolutely.
Yeah, or make you wish that you were someone that you're not, trying to be somebody else. That's kind of the whole theme of the chorus is power is a different thing to everybody else, but you know, it's recognized on many different levels. So unfortunately, too often times people try to strive to not be comfortable in their own skin, and that ultimately takes away from being the kind of person that you could ultimately become.
Man, that's so much game in that. I'm glad y'all touched on that. I used to carry this 22 right in my pocket when in Oakland, and I remember when I used to carry this gun that it used to keep me on edge. It gave me a sense of power, right? That
Sure.
Because I had the power to take somebody's life in my mind,
Right, yeah.
if they threatened me.
Of course.
And I went out with some friends of mine, a girl and her brothers, and I didn't know it was her brother and his friend that were coming to see me. I just thought it was her, and I carried my gun in my pocket, and you know I was ready to go.
Right.
You know, and then when I found out it was her little brother, who was a big ass fan of the Wake Up Show,
Right.
Coming to visit me, and she didn't want to tell me because she didn't want to embarrass herself, and her father made the brother come with her. I realized that, damn, man, because I had this gun,
Yeah.
and it made me feel a false sense of power,
Right.
that I could have took someone's life. It's
crazy.
Stupidity, right?
Absolutely.
So now I just let Heather B carry the guns. No, all blocks down, Heather. I'm sorry. All blocks down, Heather.
I have a question, though, Sway. Swollen Members. I was just curious about the name. Like, where did it come from? What's the meaning behind that? Because you guys aren't just answering questions. You have a meaning, it seems like, behind everything you do. So what's the concept behind Swollen Members?
Like I said, we go back, we've been at this for 14 years or something like that. So we go back from the West Coast, kind of was our influence. Basically, Swollen Members just sort of course, these are not terms that we use now, but it was like a fat crew, you know what I mean? But we knew the sort of other meaning of swollen member. Obviously, there was a slight humor to it, and we knew it would stick in people's heads, which it did. It's definitely a name people remember. And
Yeah.
When you say stick in people's heads, is that another double entendre? I'm just trying to follow.
Cousins text, Sway. Madchild, when I first see you, I think, it's obvious, the tattoos.
Yeah.
And I know, just like what Heather was saying, there's a meaning behind everything. So
Correct.
the art that's on your skin,
Yeah.
I guess starting with underneath your eyes.
Sure. This is basically just a lifelong commitment to Battleaxe Warriors. That's a movement. We have like 6,000 documented members at the moment, and it's building every day. It's just a positive movement for kids. I went through a real, I guess you could say I lived on the other side of the fence for many years, and I had a sort of, what do you call it, epiphany, whatever, when you stop doing drugs and hanging out around with the wrong people. No offense to people that I hung out with before, but it was the wrong look for me being an artist. So I look at things differently. For a guy like me, it was very difficult to let love into my heart. I'm proud to say that I have, and I'm proud to say that I feel like a completely different person. I think that the music we make and the movement we have influences kids, young people, all the time come up to me and say that Battleaxe Warriors, this movement, has helped them to get off drugs or to get off a certain substance or get onto a better path, and I'm all for that. So basically, this is just my lifelong commitment to this movement and to the message that we're sending out.
When I look at Prevail, when he speaks and he talks about that time period in his life, man, I could just see how much you care about him.
Word.
When you're going through
Brotherhood.
It's a brotherhood, but that brotherhood was challenged. And what was the worst of it for you? Because you had to endure and you stuck by him.
Yeah, Rob and I both. I mean, we were all living in a house up in a pretty remote area from the city. And to be honest with you, there were reflective periods, especially looking back retrospectively now, where it was tested. We were stretching that rubber band pretty thin, and it was to the point where we had to realize and amongst ourselves say how important is not only the music, because as you know, in a group, things exist on many levels. There's a friendship, there's a brotherhood, and there's also a music and business relationship all intertwined together. So yes, what's the importance of the music, but even more emphasis on what's the importance of our friendship and our brotherhood. And we're emphatically so proud of Mad for having such resilience to be able to break that addiction. But yes, it was tested, and I'm just happy to say we're here on the other side, and I think we're better friends and better brothers and better musicians because of it.
Man, Swollen Members. The album is brand new day, man. I want to take some calls, man. I feel like it's only we got somebody from Canada that's calling right now. Riley. Good morning, Riley. How you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Doing well, man. Say what's up to Swollen Members, man. Hey, what do they mean to Canada in your opinion?
Well, I grew up in Abbotsford. I lived in Abbotsford, BC, my whole life, and I grew up listening to these guys. It's a positive thing, seeing what's going on with, where Swollen Members has come from and the whole Battleaxe Warriors movement and where things are going now. Influenced a lot of my friends' lives, as well as myself, and just want to give a shout out to props. I mean,
Thank you.
Thanks, brother.
It's kick-ass to see you guys on Shade 4-5. I drive to work every morning listening to this, and I had to call in today just going, hey, man, props, guys. This is fantastic.
Thanks, brother.
Appreciate it.
We got history, man. We got history together. Joe is in Cali. Good morning, Joe. How you doing?
Yo, is this real? Am I talking to Sway and Swollen Members?
That's right, man. It feel like a dream to me, too.
Yo, it's my first time calling, and I actually got through.
That's what's up. Man, hey, you're a citizen. Heather, give it to him.
Sway in the morning.
There it is. That's Heather B, too.
I just wanted to say, Swollen Members, man, you guys are one of the first underground hip-hop crews I've ever heard in my life. I've been a b-boy for over a decade now. If it wasn't for real hip-hop artists like you guys kept me out the streets. You know, when I turned 18, I was just blessed to be alive. I lost a lot of my friends in the streets, you know what I'm saying? And the b-boy culture, the hip-hop culture, people like you guys, you know, your kind of music kept me going. Now I'm working in the youth, you know, teaching kids how to stay out the streets and how to dance. I've got an opportunity to travel the whole country and with hip-hop, just touring and dancing. Cool. We won one of the biggest events, my crew, in L.A., out in Hollywood. Man, it's awesome. This hip-hop scene is just beautiful, man. And respect for you guys for doing what you're doing.
Hey, what's the name of your crew, Joe? What's the name of your crew?
Man, so I used to be in a crew called Flexible Slave.
Wow.
We were we won freestyle session in 11.
Wow,
it was like a $20,000 prize.
Yeah,
there you go.
What year was that?
This was, man, like 2010, 2011 maybe.
Yeah.
Man. It was crazy, man, to win something that big.
Yeah, I come from a b-boy background, man, and I just throw out some names of people I kind of taught how to rock. You know b-boy Ivan.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, Style Elements and Crumbs and all those dudes.
Yeah, the Style Elements are my boys. One of my biggest teachers is B-Boy Ruin.
Oh yeah, I taught him too. So
you know what?
Ask him about me, man.
Ask him. For real, man.
All right, hey Joe, I'm kidding. All right, man. We got Andrew on the line from Colorado. Say what's up to Swollen members.
What's up, Swollen members? How you guys doing? Sway, how you doing?
Doing all right.
Man, I got tickets to all three of your shows coming up, May 20th, 21st, and 22nd.
Wow, that's dope.
The second I saw you guys coming, man, I bought tickets on pre-sale. There's no way I was missing you guys come back here.
Thanks, nice, bro. We'll see you at all three shows. Respect.
I'm not hating, but after the second show, why the third?
Man, because I missed you guys the last time you came through, and I was kicking myself for missing that because a bunch of my homies went up to it and said it was one of the best shows that they've seen live. And Madchild, you are easily one of the rawest MCs I've ever heard. Like, you know, I personally like to spit too, and I can't even touch your level, man. Like, you guys are such an inspiration to me, and I've battled my own addictions too, and understanding that you got yourself through it was a huge part in me finding like my sobriety to become a better MC. And so I
Thanks,
couldn't miss you guys.
I'll give you that $100 when I see you. Thanks for saying that.
You know he's gonna ask for it, right? This one I want to try something different. You know we do this thing called 5 Fingers of Death, right?
Here we go.
And DJ Wonder throws on 5 beats and try to trip up the MC, see if they could adjust and smoothly flow to it. It could be written, it could be off the top, it could be a hybrid, you could be ambidextrous like I tend to be.
Oh gosh.
But we got both of you guys here.
No, you got one of us here. He's gonna freestyle. Real freestyle.
Really?
This is real freestyle. Nothing disrespect to what people consider freestyle now, but this is all going to be off the top of the head, and Profale's going to handle this for the team.
Yeah, okay. You don't have a written, you want to... You just directed the whole show. I didn't know
you
worked that serious. Did he work that serious? Did they go? I didn't know. Does he work that serious?
He told you what to do. He your father.
I did not.
It's Madchild in the morning? All right, we're going to come. You just saw that, right? These Canadian dudes, man, they play hockey. They think they tough, This is what we'll do. By the way, isn't Montreal?
Yeah, they made it in. So it's we're from the Vancouver side, so we're kind of hoping for the Canucks to be in, but the whole country's kind of cheering for Montreal right now.
Yeah,
so
you got to, man.
It's a source of pride.
You ready for that 5 Fingers of Death? We'll come back and do that, and then I want to play Brand New Day right now. Swollen members are here. Sway in the morning.
Life is a beautiful.
Yeah, Swollen members are here, man. That's Brand New Day. We got Joey on the line from Canada. Good morning, Joey.
Hey, what's up, fellas?
What's up, man?
What up?
Long-time citizen Sway. I just want to tell you, man, how big of monsters, how big of beasts these guys are in Canada. These guys represent us wholly, truthfully. I just seen them in last year at Edmonton. Busted my fucking hand at the concert. Had to show up at work drunk with a broken hand the next day, and still didn't regret a goddamn thing.
Yeah. That's what's up, Joey.
Hey, that's how real happy to see you doing good, fellas, and big ups. And
Thank you.
Thanks, Sway.
No problem. Make sure you pick up that Brand New Day album June 17th, okay?
Yeah.
Absolutely, my friend.
All right. We got Alba from Arizona. Go ahead. What you want to say to Swollen members?
Oh, man, thank you for taking my call. I'm a first-time caller.
Wow.
Much love to Swollen members.
Hello.
I just want to say, I'm a director for a Boys and Girls Club, and my beats go way back to early 90s and all that. And just thank you to Swole members for being somebody that, I could blast in the club around 7, 8-year-olds and, know that they're going to get nothing but positivity. And I'm going to get that brand new Day album right away tomorrow. Arizona's got much love for y'all.
Thank you, brother. Thanks, brother.
So what's up, man? It got to feel good, man, to get this kind of reaction, man. People are really impacted by your careers and your lives outside of music, too.
It's an honor.
It really is.
Man.
You're listening to Sway in the morning on Shea 45.